It began with a spark, a tension so sharp it could cut through the noise of the Dublin crowd. On December 8, 2023, PFL Europe 4 became the stage where two worlds collided. Valentina Scatizzi, fierce and hungry, versus Dakota Ditcheva, calm and lethal. Cameras followed Scatizzi through backstage corridors, her gloves being taped as she stared into the mirror, whispering to herself that this was her night. Every fighter dreams of the moment they shock the world, but what she didn't know was that she was walking toward a storm disguised as serenity. Dakota Ditcheva stood on the other end of that walk, headphones in, eyes closed, heartbeat steady. There was no fire, no chaos, just rhythm. Years of Muay Thai discipline pulsed in her veins as if the moment was already written. When the two faced off during the weigh-ins, the crowd roared and flashes erupted. But Dakota's expression didn't change. She didn't need words. Her silence was a promise that by tomorrow, everything would be decided inside the cage. Words that shook the arena. The fight hadn't even started, and already Valentina Scatizzi had stolen headlines. In every interview, she spoke with a warrior's fury. "I'm going to show the world what real power looks like," she said, fire in her eyes. "Dakota's good, but she's never faced someone like me." Her words were everywhere. In highlight reels, across social media, replayed by fans who craved a rivalry. But Dakota? She barely spoke. At the pre-fight press conference, while Scatizzi boasted and gestured, Dakota leaned forward with a faint smile. "We'll see," she said softly, voice calm, almost disarming. That contrast, the storm and the silence, defined the night. Every fan in Dublin could feel it. Something monumental was coming. When Dakota's walkout began, lights dimmed and the air trembled. Her music hit, low and pulsing, and she walked out like a machine of focus. There was no emotion, no spectacle, just purpose. Every step closer to the cage was a step deeper into her destiny. Round 1. Fire meets ice. When the bell rang, Scatizzi came out like a woman possessed. She threw everything, combinations, low kicks, feints. Her movement was sharp, her aggression pure. The crowd roared every time she charged forward. But Dakota didn't flinch. She slipped the first right hand by a hair, countered with a jab that cracked through Scatizzi's guard, then pivoted away before the return fire could touch her. It was like watching a sniper fight a brawler, precision versus chaos. Scatizzi tried to clinch, but Dakota's timing was too sharp. She pushed off, reset, and drilled a front kick into the body that echoed through the arena. The energy began to shift. Commentators noticed it. Dakota wasn't reacting, she was calculating. Every strike had a purpose. By the 3-minute mark, the rhythm was set. Scatizzi's attacks slowed, her breathing heavier. Dakota, on the other hand, looked untouched, her eyes cold and focused. The crowd began to sense it. The calm fighter was taking over. The moment the blood fell. Midway through the second round, Dakota stepped forward, clinched behind the head, and delivered what would become the defining moment of the night. Knees, 1, 2, 3, thundered into Scatizzi's ribs. She tried to pull away, but Dakota's hands locked tight. Then came the elbow. Sharp, surgical, and perfectly placed. The sound was horrifying. A clean slice. Blood sprayed, painting the canvas crimson. The referee paused, the doctor entered, and the crowd fell into stunned silence. Scatizzi's left eye was split wide open. She wanted to continue, a true warrior refusing to bow. But the cut was too deep, too dangerous. The doctor shook his head. The fight was over. TKO by doctor's stoppage. Dakota Ditcheva raised her hands, not with arrogance, but with quiet control. The undefeated streak continued. But that night, it wasn't just a win. It was a statement. She had turned chaos into art. The training room nobody saw what fans didn't see were the months leading up to that victory. The quiet torture of training. Leaked footage later revealed Dakota's daily grind, sparring round after round with fresh partners, never losing focus, never backing down. Her coaches pushed her beyond exhaustion. She trained Muay Thai in the mornings, wrestling at noon, striking drills in the evenings. Her recovery routine was as extreme as her sessions. Ice baths, infrared saunas, cryotherapy, breath control techniques. Nutritionists tracked every calorie. No cheat meals, no breaks. One of her coaches later said, "She's not training to fight, she's training to evolve." Watching that footage, fans finally understood why she looked so composed in the cage. It wasn't arrogance, it was preparation so deep that fear no longer existed. She was a product of total discipline, an athlete molded by obsession. San Antonio, the Malden Showdown. Just months later, in San Antonio, another challenger emerged, Lisa Malden. Bold, outspoken, and brimming with confidence. "I'm going to expose her," Lisa said during the pre-fight promo. "She's never been hit like I hit." The media loved it. A war of words was born, but Dakota remained unmoved. "Talk is easy," she replied. "The cage is where truth lives." On fight night, the tension was electric. The first bell rang, and Lisa charged. Dakota slipped, countered, punished. Her knees found the midsection again and again until Lisa folded, gasping for air. The referee dove in, another first-round TKO. Dakota didn't even smile. She bowed to her opponent, turned, and walked out. It wasn't personal. It was business. Her dominance was becoming frightening. Fighters were now whispering her name not as a rival, but as a warning. The rise of a champion. As 2024 rolled on, Dakota's legend exploded. Every fight felt like another chapter in a destiny she had already written. Catherine Coragenis tried next, brave but doomed. She vowed to brawl, to drag Dakota into deep waters. Instead, she drowned in her own plan. Dakota's striking dismantled her within minutes. A right hook landed, then another. Coragenis crumbled. Another knockout. Fans began comparing Dakota to Valentina Shevchenko in her prime, but sharper, faster, younger. The media started calling her the Silent Storm. Sponsors lined up. Interviews flooded in. Yet through it all, Dakota never changed her tone. "I'm not chasing fame," she said. "I'm chasing perfection." And that, more than anything, was what terrified her competition. She wasn't fighting for applause. She was fighting to master herself. The ghost of the beginning. To understand Dakota Ditcheva, you have to go back to where it all began. The small gyms of Manchester, the echo of skipping ropes, and the smell of sweat. Long before the lights, she was just a girl with gloves too big for her hands, standing in front of a heavy bag that looked twice her size. Coaches remember her showing up early, leaving last. Her first major fight came on November 1st, 2016, against Emma Bragg for the ISA Flyweight Championship. Everyone expected the older, more experienced Bragg to dominate, but Dakota walked in with calm eyes, already showing the composure that would later define her. She moved like a veteran, threw with precision, and outworked her opponent in every round. When her hand was raised that night, it wasn't just a victory, it was prophecy. The girl had something no one could teach: poise under pressure. Beyond the cage, as her fame grew, so did the pressure. Cameras followed her everywhere, Interviews, sponsorships, media tours, but Dakota's mindset remained untouched. She avoided the noise, spending most of her time at the gym or in recovery sessions. Her focus wasn't on popularity, it was on progress. "Every day, I'm just trying to be 1% better," she told reporters. Fans started admiring not just her fighting, but her discipline. In an era of fighters chasing viral moments, Dakota stood out by saying less and doing more. Every move she made carried purpose. Her coach once said, "She's different because she knows when to be silent and when to strike." It wasn't just about fighting anymore. Dakota had become a symbol, proof that control and composure could dominate chaos. The legacy in motion. By 2025, Dakota Ditcheva was no longer just a fighter. She was an era in motion. Every performance felt like a lesson in discipline. Every win, another reminder that greatness is built, not gifted. Her story, from local Muay Thai circuits to PFL superstardom, became one of modern MMA's most inspiring arcs. She fought with elegance, spoke with restraint, and lived with purpose. Fans now wait, wondering who can possibly stop her. Rivals call her name, analysts debate her ceiling, but one truth remains clear. Dakota Ditcheva doesn't chase legends. She becomes one. And as the lights fade and the camera pans out, her silhouette remains calm, composed, and unstoppable. A warrior who turned silence into her greatest weapon.